Welcome back. Now to complete our discussion, talking to former gang members and Officer Marvin Blades. Joining me again to my right, here's Rashawn Williams and Vincent Madden and Marvin Blades, who is now with Tulsa Public Schools Campus Police, former Tulsa Public, I always say that, Tulsa Police Department, too many P's there. Let's jump in. When we left on the break, we were talking about your name, AKA Robini, and what that really meant. So I want to get back to the kinds of names that people get as a part of gangs. How do they get them, and do they have any kind of special meaning based on what rank you're in the gang or anything like that? Let's start with you, Vincent.
My former gang name is V-Dog.
V-Dog?
Yes, you know, my name is Vincent, started with V, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And we call ourselves dogs anyway, but I don't even, that's why when you said about the gang, I don't even wear that title no more. You know, my own birth certificate say Vincent, so that's what I go by. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's my government name, and that's what I live by now, you know.
Very good.
You get all kind of, like Blaze was just saying when we was off the set, you get all kind of the names from for all different type of reasons or whatever. You know, it might be a class clown, it might come up with something for you for that or whatever, you know, or you might be the biggest fool, you know what I'm saying, it might be the truest killer in the clique, and they might call you Killer. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or Killer T or anything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, it's for any given reason though. You know, you get your name.
All right. And you were saying, Marvin, when we were off set, just repeat that again. For the Hispanic gangs, how do they tend to come up with their names?
You know, they can go by an outstanding characteristic. It can be a body part. As I mentioned, a kid got a funny shaped head. They call him Peanut. Or a kid that's extremely pale. They call him Casper. So just like Vince was saying, that it's generally going to have something to do with something that separates you, make you unique.
Okay.
That's
Now-
where the name comes from.
Now, we've done several shows where, with Marvin and I, looking at gang clothing or things that are affiliated with gangs. From your perspective, I'll start with you, Vincent, and you, Rashawn. Is the clothing thing really that strong? I mean, is it where if you're a member of that gang or that set, you have to wear certain types of clothing, or is it pretty much if you wear a different color or something, then there's no big deal?
When you said to use the word strong, I say that's an understatement. You know what I'm saying? If you down with a set, then you know what I'm saying. You want people to know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, that's where you from. You know what I mean? But people might see me today and see with these blue tennis shoes
Yeah,
on.
I noticed
I'm a
that.
Crip. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And that's my whole thing now. Is I wear a lot of other colors so people will know for a fact that I'm not down with none of that no more. I even wear orange. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That and baby blue. And all that, them is Crip colors or whatever. I wear some red. You know, I got hats with blue with the red in it or whatever. But it's a real serious thing though. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you really have to be careful about, even those that's not gang affiliated, you have to be careful about what you wear. Because if you got too much of it on, then it's going to be assumed that you're affiliated.
Okay. And so for you, being not in the gang anymore, do you really watch how much of what you put on then, and I mean how you mix it up?
You know what I make sure of though, my
Okay.
whole thing, is I just make sure I don't have on a whole lot of red. You know what I'm saying? All the other colors I don't care because everybody know that I used to be a blood. So you know what I'm saying? I don't have very much red, so that way when people, because they see me with too much red on, oh, he back with that stuff again. He ain't done with that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I might have days where I want to put on red, and I won't even put it on because I don't want all that there. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm trying to do is set an example, and that's why me and Robini hooked up. He's a former Crip, I'm a former blood. It's all right to work with another person from the same set, but I'd rather work with somebody from the opposite set to see that what we're doing is real. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And if me and him can get together and come together, then
Everybody else can do
everybody
it.
else can. And we don't play with all this because we call each other from time to time, and I'll call and check on him because sometimes he don't do what he's supposed to do for us, like his dialysis and all that old kind of stuff. So we've actually become friends though. We're not
Excellent.
faking with this, or we're not associates anymore. You know what I'm saying? We friends.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let me ask this question, then I'm going to switch over to you, Rashawn, and ask you those same things. When did you, I think it's important to say, when did you get out of the gang?
You know what? I got out at a late age. I'm 43 years old now, and when I really just gave it up, and just set the rag down, I was probably about 36 years old when I decided I ain't gonna get down with this no more. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but when you start looking around, man, and realize the changes that you want to make in your life, man, and you start seeing all these other kids doing what you was doing and all that, it hurts me at my heart to see that to realize I was really doing something. I was doing something that stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a part of why these kids are a reason why they was doing what they doing. So I was like, man, it's time to make a change. And I got kids, I got grandbabies too, so I
Okay.
can't continue to live like that.
So was it sort of when you started having kids and stuff like that, you started realizing
I already
what
had a
was
kid.
really happening?
I already had a kid.
Okay.
But it's just, one day you just wake
You
up,
just
when you
woke up.
mature, you just wake up, you realize, man, this ain't what I want to do no more. I'm
Okay.
tired.
Was it easy for you to get out of the gang? Because sometimes people say you can never get out once you get in.
If you want to
Very
get out,
easy.
you really can get out. You can cut yourself off from all that. But the thing of it is, my thing is this, and I'm not trying to sound like no religious fanatic or nothing like that, but I believe in God, and that's why I'm here today. That if you really want to separate yourself from a lot of things, and if you worried about what's going this person or the next person will do, then go to God. You know what I'm saying? Because God can save you and deliver you from anything. And if once God take you out of it, can't nobody do nothing to you. They might be right in front of you and feel like they want to hit you. But if you know what I'm saying, God is your shield, what can they do? You have no reason to fear none of that.
Okay, let me switch to you, Rashawn. How young were you when you went into the gang, and are the colors and wearing things, how do you deal with that?
About 14 and 15, I was about around that age when I started banging and stuff. And as far as the colors, what are you meaning? I mean,
Are they important? Like Vincent mentioned that
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
in the gang, they're very important.
Important
at
to what
least
you're
with
wearing,
his, but
yeah.
was it same with you? It was very important what you wore and how you wore it, and
oh yeah, because you basically want to you want to give a statement who you repping, who you with, what hood you from,
okay.
and that's why I was wearing my colors and stuff. Used to be blue and gray, everybody used to wear, but I got turned on in the county onto the orange and what it was meaning. That's why a lot of kids today are wearing a lot of orange.
Does it have a special meaning other than being affiliated with Hoovers?
Hoover. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, definitely. You see it coming. When you see that orange coming, you know it's gonna be some trouble. Just like when you see red or somebody, you already know that's rivals. You know,
Okay.
rival. So it was on sight when you see those colors.
Okay, well, how do you deal with that now? Because you're not in the gangs, and tell me when you came out of it and what made you come out of it. And
Well,
how
I
do you deal
started
with
dressing
colors?
different first of all. I
Started-
mean,
okay.
not more, dressy.
Okay.
Because God delivered me from all that. One day I was in prison, and I just sat on my bunk, and I got tired of, that same lifestyle. I looked at myself, and I was like, dang, I'm up here dying over set. And I realized none of my so-called partners wasn't looking out like they're supposed to, but they down for you when you're in the streets. But when you locked up, only person that's there for you is your family and God. And if you ain't got your family,
Okay.
you can't do nothing but depend on God.
Okay, so once you get locked up for something, the set abandons you. I mean,
I
they're
mean,
not really
a
around
lot
supporting you.
most of the time, yes.
Okay.
I mean, they ain't there. Usually it's your family there for you.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm meaning the gangs. So,
Okay. And now, how old were you when you finally said no more?
When I said no more, I just got out of, it was around about, I want to say about 94. I was about 20, probably about 28,
Okay, so relatively young.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Jake is telling me I'm out of time, guys. Marvin's laughing because Jake is always telling me I'm out of time. And we've just sort of tipped the iceberg. Hopefully you'll agree to come back and be my guest again, because I do really want to get into how youth are being recruited and what's the attraction there, and what do you tell people when you're going out to help them understand what gang activity is and what it really isn't, because it's not as glorious as people think it is, but yet they need people like you to give them that message. So I certainly thank you for that. Promise to come back again?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, that's our show. For Health Alert, I'm Pam Butler. I'd love to hear your comments or suggestions for future shows. Please write me at Health Alert Education Service Center, 3027 South New Haven, Tulsa 74114, or if you're on the email trail, please email me at healthalert@tulsaschools.org. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And remember, talk to your children, talk to others and get information if you don't know, and just continue to persevere. Take care. This program would not be possible without the support of OU Physicians in Tulsa.